Hello, guys, and welcome to the next installment of the tier list franchise. Today we're doing season 27, so there's going to be different metas each season. So we're just going to highlight the best heroes, in my opinion. This is my opinion, and it's Booga's opinion. If you're a sim main and I say sim is shit, don't come crying to me in the comments because there's quite a few of you disliking the video. So don't cry. It's okay if you want to play that hero and that's fine. Just don't fucking at me. So we have, for our tier list, we have the current meta. So that's the best heroes in this meta currently. So there's the heroes that you would play. For example, right now it's the Brawl comp. S would be the best non-meta hero. So these heroes, if they weren't in meta, if they're not in the meta bracket, then these would be heroes that are overall pretty good in the current meta. Good heroes. So good heroes is the good heroes. B is reasonable heroes. So they're heroes that work, but they're not the best. C is niche, like kind of niche heroes, so you'd only use them at certain intervals. D would be, just the why are you playing this kind of thing. There's so many other better heroes. So today we have Booga with us again. Hello, Booga.
Hello.
Perfect. Okay.
Yep.
This is perfectly awkward as always, right? Okay. So we'll start off on the current meta, Booga. What is the current meta? Would you agree with me that it is Brawl comp?
I would 100% agree that it's Brawl Comp,
good.
unfortunately.
Now, what is Brawl comp, Booga? You can explain Brawl comp.
So Brawl Comp, the entire point of it is mainly just to press the W and mouse 1 keys on your keyboard and just full int into the other team.
Yeah.
And you use abilities to bait out other abilities and use them better and just kill. It's basically the most standard way of playing it.
Yeah, that's it highlighted. So for the meta, the current meta, I've got a rough idea. So what I'd put in here would be the first hero for tank lineup, Ryan. Yes.
Yes.
Then now I'm stuck
It depends.
between D.Va and Zarya.
If you're saying ranked, then
Zarya, yeah.
Because overall, if you're playing a ranked game, just the being able to ult, that kind of thing, like the Zarya presence, you don't have to be as coordinated if you're playing Zarya. But if you're playing scrims, you will see a lot more D.Va, like a lot more. You don't really play Zarya in scrims.
Yeah, Zarya, the lack of coordination and there's more damage. The reason it works more in scrims is because everyone's very well communicated, so there's a lot more burst damage per se, because everybody's focusing on one target, so they burn quicker. So Zarya is less frequent, but still played in scrims sometimes, depending on the hero player. But Zarya is the best for competitive currently because the bubbles can save teammates, and you are basically the third DPS of the team. So we'll put Zarya in the meta for this is for competitive, not your scrimming contenders, etc. So next I'd say with that, we need a Lucio to speed them all forward. So Lucio is used to speed everyone towards, the fight. So you want to engage on someone that's out of position basically, and Lucio's there to punish it. And if you don't have a Lucio, if they don't have a Lucio, you usually win because they can just run into you hard and you can't back off as quick as them, so you just get destroyed. It beats good as well as booping and peeling.
Like you were saying, that it's also to disengage. Like Brawl is one of the only metas that if you have a bad engage, like they might get a good wall or something, they might wall you off. You can disengage, group up, and go back in, and that means you have more fights than you normally would have in a normal meta.
Yes. Right. So with that is currently Baptiste, is it not?
Yes.
Yeah. So Baptiste is good because of the AoE healing. His shift is AoE, and his E is Emore. So Baptiste Amp's Matrix is used so that Ryan's E goes through like everyone, and it can one-shot a lot of people that are sub 200 health. And if you do that, then you can automatically win a team fight. So that's a good coordination. He's just the best kind of healing currently with his AoE because Brawl's really close, compact, and his Emore is basically like a Zen ult currently. So, and because of Brawl, Zen's not as good because Discord's for like focusing one person out as because you're playing as a team and running into them. Zen's just not going to be the right hero, and you'll just get destroyed. So that's a difference from last meta. The meta's changed quite significantly compared to the last one. There's a lot less punish. Well, there's the same amount of punish, but there's different heroes this time. So DPS Makrowski. So McCree's just McCree. McCree's just really good right now. Just consistent damage output. That's really why is McCree so vital in this meta?
Stuns.
Stuns.
Stun high noon. There's
Stun.
a huge combo. You get high noon very fast, like as McCree anyway.
Hmm.
And there's a huge combo that I know it happens in GM, and you can probably easily utilize this at lower SR, where you literally high noon the Ryan shields and you amp speed round corners, and that will kill a team or force. Even if that forces immortality, then you've got May Wall, you've got
Well, will
May.
you name the next hero?
You've got other abilities to be able to utilize the fact that of the lack of Emore. Often a fight is won or lost by who uses Emore in the right situation.
Yeah, that's and also just the incredible DPS output from McCree himself. It's really strong. It's it's really a lot of damage coming out. So May is annoyingly meta because she just is. So her walls are just incredibly OP. If someone's out of position, you wall, it's over. The Rhine moves like just a tad bit far forward. He's dead because if you wall him correctly, he's split from his whole team, and you just use that brawl comp and you speed straight into him, delete him instantly, and that's like game over for their Rhine, and they don't have a main tank. You win. So May is really used mainly for punishing people that are incorrect. Like you make the wrong decision, you use that wall. She's also very good for freezing, and her ultimate's like a just ridiculously OP as well. Big AoE, freezes everyone, can be quite a team changer. Even with Emore as well, it kind of counters Emore because everyone's frozen, they can't move. You have time to destroy Emore. It's just a very good hero. Currently, it's just used for punish. You have someone running into you, McCree flashing you, Rhine swinging at you, Zarya bubbling, May freezing you. If you're not mirroring that comp, if you're not playing the same comp, it's just not going to end well for you.
There's like 3 main points for May.
Right.
The fact that if you hold freeze...
Wait. Main point? Sorry.
There's 3 main points with May. And that is you can literally, as May, hold left click on the Reinhardt, and if he drops shield, he will get frozen. So your Rhine can literally just swing and push in, and their Rhine cannot do anything. The second one is, like Emore said, if you wall off, either the Rhine dies or they use immortality. And wall for immortality is a huge comment. And especially with the heroes we've got up there, if you get a grav off, and it's a big grav, and you may out the grav, they will probably beat first because of the grav, and they will Emore. One May ult counters both of them. The beat and the Emore, because they just freeze and they will die because your entire team will swing on it.
Yeah, I've just
May's
realised.
fun.
I think I spelled reasonable wrong. Yeah, I did.
Spelled heroes wrong in every single part.
Oh. Dyslexia's
That
not.
one. I have dyslexia too, don't worry about it.
Dyslexia. I mean, I'm not dyslexic, apparently, but
I am.
I might be. I just might be. I'm just a
A tad.
just a tad idiotic. Non-meta. Best heroes non-meta. Right, so I'm gonna put Widow in there. No, I'm joking. Everyone says Widow's OP because bronze. Chips are funny.
Every other tank apart from Orisa, Hog, and Sig.
What? Winston and Ball.
Winston, Bull, Diva.
I'd say Diva's there, but really, would you agree with on the Ball? I wouldn't say Ball is the way to go right now.
You could put it in good heroes.
I think I'd have to.
I'm thinking of Scrim with more.
Yeah, you're
in
thinking.
Ranked, sure, it could be lower.
Now, the reason I don't say Ball is S tier here, I say Diva's S tier because Diva has to fly and it's good with the brawl comp itself. It's not meta. It is meta, but it's not. It's not comp meta, I guess, for lower levels. Diva's just good right now with the kind of comp that's being played. And ranked, you're going to see Zarya more, but overall, Diva is a fine substitute. The reason I'm not saying Ball or Winston, maybe Winston. I'd say Winston's on there, but Ball, no. Because the way the meta is right now is like May and Kree, you're going to be like stunned and then frozen, and that's you dead. You'll be punished so much. And that's 6. Yeah, I can't count. So like Ball is just not the way to go right now because everyone's so compact. So we'll compare it to last season where we talked about Ball was really good because you could pick off the supports. But in this kind of comp that we're playing, everybody's brawled, so they're very closely compacted. So this means that when you're running towards like the enemy team, and if a ball comes in and slams your backline, the backline is the front line because they're all grouped together. So they just turn around and kill you, and there's nothing you can do. So that's why Ball's not really strong right now. So I wouldn't say Ball. So Diva, yeah,
The only reason why I would say Winston is because it's a bit difficult. With a lot of team communication, there
yeah,
can be double bubble, as it's known. It's like Winston, Zarya, and then a
yeah,
few other heroes can outplay your average brawl.
yeah.
But that's with a lot of team communication and probably like higher SR. So
We're
Winston in A or S
we're
is
gonna base it by higher SR. Now this isn't gonna be most likely to watch, but I'm basing it off the high SR comp meta. Everyone else does these tier lists and they do it for like the plats and stuff, and you know the
I
golds.
wouldn't know.
I'm doing. I don't know what the meta is there. They're changing. I'm just telling you the meta that I know, and it's the high tier meta. It doesn't mean you should copy this like at all. It doesn't mean you should copy this, but you can. You can play it. Like Brawl Comp, if you play Brawl Comp, you're 6 stack and plat, and you play this Brawl Comp, you're gonna win if you like know roughly how to play it 100% of the time, as long as you don't make mistakes. That's a lot of the problem. People see these meta comps and they try them out, and they go, they don't work because you make so many mistakes or you miss your shots too infrequently. It doesn't seem as good, and that's why a lot of people are saying, "Oh, you're wrong. This isn't good." It's because well, you're just not executing it correctly.
This comp is known as like the easiest
Yeah,
comp to play, as in if you wanted to, you pretty much could play this without a hitch. The other one, as we're beginning to talk about, is double bubble, as the fact that that has a lot of a higher skill ceiling. If you're mechanically best in the other team and you know how to play this, this will win. But like you must talk about last season, well, it's probably 2 seasons ago, that meta
yeah,
was very whoever was mechanically better would win. That's just how that worked because it was not really a 6v6, it was a bunch of 1v1s
yeah.
that would decide the game. Whereas this is just a lot more about how does your team synergy work and can your team perform this function well enough.
Yeah, that's pretty dead on. So Diva and Winston are kind of there. Winston is good on high ground maps as well. Both these heroes are good on elevated maps such as is it Dorado? Numbani. That's
Bunny, Dorado.
yeah, these kind of maps executed correctly, very good heroes. Better than some tanks if you know what you're doing, but that's if you know what you're doing, and you're not gonna know what you're doing. I wouldn't even know where to fucking start. I try playing main tank and my brain just disappears. If I can't click head, I'm useless. Right.
I like to start playing main tank and I play Winston. You have to play it really slowly. It's literally who can charge nano and just win based off that. That's basically all it is.
Yeah, right. So other S tier heroes.
Tracer.
Oh yeah, shit, Tracer. Tracer, same as last time. Just always a good hero to know. It's no skill ceiling. You know how to play her. Yeah, always a pain in the ass. You can carry out the brawl comp. You can pick off the supports, or you can just be a pain in the ass. Hanzo's really good right now.
I'd say
Probably A. I wouldn't say he's. I wouldn't say he's best, but he's there.
I would say in S, you've got your Anna or your Anna, your Echo, your Ash. Echo's not there.
Echo's not there. What the hell? Right, we'll add in Echo again. I'll like draw an Echo in the end. So fuck. Where is Echo? Why is Echo not here?
No idea.
I don't know. So we'll decide now. There is no Echo. We'll go with Echo, and Echo will invisibly go into that tier list. I don't know. I'll maybe do some, maybe not. I'm lazy. Echo, I wouldn't say it's S tier. I'd say A tier.
Yeah.
Well,
Are we talking about higher SR or?
yeah, I'm talking about highest star, but Echo's countered by McCree right now.
Yeah, but is higher SR scrim level?
No, we're not. We're not doing your scrim because everything can be fucking meta in scrim.
Oh, sure, yeah.
If you do it correctly.
Echo and A.
Okay, well, Echo and A because she's not meta anymore because of the way the brawl comp works. McCree can shoot down, May can shoot down, Bap can shoot down, Zarya. You got to play it real. It's good. It's borderline. It's between the both, I'd say. but I wouldn't say it's there.
The only reason
Ash.
I'd say it was really good though is
Mm.
because the dive it like the entire point of double bubble is you get that nano, you dive in as Winston, and then Echo gets like the pure amount of burst damage kills.
Mm.
But yeah,
No,
if you're
I
playing it
think
as a
you're right.
singular hero,
No, I think you're right. I think Echo would be S tier right now. Actually, that I'm recalling past games. I think Echo would actually be S right now, even without the Mercy. She does so much work because the thing is you can, if you play it right, you can counter that, especially with a Mercy. It can do work. So we'll put Echo in S right now. It's just gonna be there. Mercy, I would say is A,
yeah,
because enabled by other heroes, so we won't do her yet. Uh,
Ash is S.
is she? Is she still S?
You can play Ash.
Is she?
Maybe still A, but
I think.
the part I was gonna focus on was the fact that due to the Ash so-called nerf, which was mainly nerfed Ash Mercy, it's weird. I'm seeing a lot more just Ash solo, like with a
Mm,
Zen, and it works really really well because of the rotations of like the kind of brawl.
yeah,
But yeah,
I don't
I'd
think.
agree with A.
Yeah, I wouldn't say she's S. So S tier is Diva. I wouldn't say Anna. Oh, wait, sorry, we never said Anna. I say Anna's A as well. I wouldn't say Anna's S tier. I've seen Anna, and every time I see an Anna, I want a Baptiste.
Unless you're playing Winston. But yeah,
Yeah, unless you're playing Winston,
it
fair.
goes hand in hand.
But then that's
Zen,
that's the point I'm saying is she relies on other heroes.
I've seen Zen with Brawl, but it never works. I just
Never.
want to say this right now. Zen instead of Lucio, you might pick it because you think you're more mechanically skilled at Zen and like you can do more. Just be a heal bot and a speed bot for your team.
So good heroes. So this is all the heroes we highlighted. So we'll put Anna in. Anna's good with the monkey, with the nano, but easily countered by Brawl Comp. If positioned correctly, can
If you
good, but I want to say S, but I don't.
Let's be
Uh,
real, if you're not hitting a 5 to 6 man nade every fight
yeah, it's
against
not gonna be
Brawl,
worth.
it's not worth it. Especially with Zarya. If it's Diva, they'll either eat it or you
Uh,
will hit the nade. But even if you hit a nade on the tanks on Zarya,
no bubble.
against Zarya, they'll just bubble.
Yes,
So
and that
it's a bit
resets for anyone who doesn't know. That resets the whatever you call it, the
than
anti
like the
anti
anti.
nid. Right. So Anna A tier, kind of countered by the comp. She's okay. She's pretty good, but I wouldn't say the non-meta best hero. So for Mercy would be good with enabling Pharah, Echo, and Ash. I would still, if you're playing Brawl, Mercy's a no go. But if you're trying to counter Brawl or you don't play Brawl and you're playing an Ash kind of pick or a kind of stationary thing, then I'd say Mercy's good for enabling the other heroes, the res. She's just usually quite an alright hero. She was better last season because of who she was pocketing, but right now she's not because she's not vital to the meta comp in any way. Oh, Brig, where would you put Brig?
Um, I'd say Brig is fine in A actually.
Yeah,
If we're saying ranked,
yeah,
Brig's fine in.
Brig. I'd say would I even say A? Yeah, to counter the.
It depends. If you play Zen, then Zen Brig's good.
Yeah, but
If you don't play Zen, then there's
that's
no point in playing Brig.
yeah. Nah, I wouldn't say Brig's there. I'd say Brig's in B. Right,
Sure.
for comp. Farah, Farah always good. Yazan just killing everything. Look him up. If you don't understand, the amount of people that said in the last video that Farah's not A tier, and I was like, right, you watch Yazan, you see all these YouTubers like Super calling the final boss of Overwatch, and you see what a real hero, someone who
Just rolled me
yeah,
on an
it
Abyss.
just rolled Booga in the last game we just had before recording this video. People don't understand how good Farah is until they see someone that's good. Ash, A tier. Dynamite, Shift, high ground positioning, easy rotations with the Shift as well. Damage output is quite good. Can be died quite easily though. Well, with the Mercy Pocket it's a bit harder, but she can be peeled quite significantly. Ball. Ball's reasonable. Played right, it's reasonable. Or good, sorry. You can still play ball with Fire Mercy and what else would you play to counter Brawl? Fire Mercy, is it is it trait? No. What's the counter? Pharmacy.
Normally it's Pharmacy, Ash,
Ah, shit.
Zen,
Zen and
Diva. Or
Diva, and what's
might
our
be one.
support? Anyway,
Right.
roughly,
Oh, Mercy.
you can counter the current meta, but it's really difficult to do. So yeah, ball's not as good right now because the highlight earlier we talked about the diving, the backline. There isn't really a backline currently, but he's still playable. He can disrupt a lot. He can boop a lot. It can be a real nuisance. Hanzo good because Hanzo good. High damage output. Sonic to know sometimes where the enemy team's rotating can be very useful. As well as just like being able to see through walls is pretty useful. His E gives a lot of damage output. He can climb walls, so he can change rotation very quickly. And because it's brawl comp, there's not much vertical high ground control. So if they're not rushing on the same elevation, you can put a lot of damage from different angles out. And he has a lot of high damage output right now. He's just kind of good.
Especially against Brawl, like you said, if you've got Sonar, so you know where they're going, and Dragon, you don't need a combo with it. If you put the Dragon down, like
The right place.
wherever choke they're going down,
You can force
it'll
them
do
more.
a lot of damage, force immortality, do that kind of thing.
Um, Now Widow.
I've got a hot take. I've got two hot takes.
Right.
One a week.
What's your hot take? Let's hear.
Doing first.
Doomfist.
Mm.
Right. Explain before I give my opinion.
So there's this kind of thing. If you play against Rush, you can actually play Doomfist. If you play inside your team and just get a punch off onto anyone, like the amount of damage that punch gives you, and the fact that it's like every 4 seconds, if you get a punch off onto one of their supports or anything, and the fact that if you get a fat E and then an uppercut, you almost have your ult already.
Hmm.
It's one of those things where you think it's like niche because it only works in some situations, but it's played enough that it's not overall bad. Like I could agree with you if you put it in like reasonable or something, but like it's surprisingly strong. We didn't think it was that strong at the start, but as it comes out more and more especially on certain maps,
Yeah.
like control maps, it's very strong because you can like ambush the rush team that goes to point.
I'm sitting there trying to make a decision on what you've been saying there. I don't agree with you. I'm sorry to break your hot take. I know what you're talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about, and the way it can do that. But the Doomfist player's got to really fucking know what they're doing. Like really got to know what they're doing. And you might need to waste a bubble as well to guarantee. And the thing is if you're using bubble, then yeah, it can be really disruptive to brawl. But wouldn't that come under the niche category because it's only good versus brawl?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
It's
We normally play Doomfist with Zarya bubble.
yeah. So
Online.
and that makes it kind of niche. It's not great. I mean, he's a good hero, but he's niche to brawl comp exclusively. Otherwise, he's not that good if you're playing Ball, Pharah, Ashe. And the thing is, as well, if you're not using that bubble, there's the Kree stun, and then there's the bubbles, and then there's the May freeze. If you mess up, you're dead. So that's why I don't think he's reasonable.
And my
Good, sorry.
not hot take would be Reaper is pretty good if you didn't want to play McRae.
Yeah, no. I'll agree with you on the Reaper part. I've seen Reaper. I had someone play Reaper recently versus Brawl, and he did a lot of work. So if you know what you're doing on Reaper, yeah, you can do a lot of damage. So I can agree. You could sub out the May or the Kree, preferably the May, I think. Maybe I don't know, but I'll put him in good because his damage output, and because Brawl is close range, his damage output can be really strong, and you can force retreats or punish incorrect positioning. So I agree with you in your hot take on that one, Booga. But the Doomfist, I do not. I would say, also the fact I say he's good is because he's so good versus Brawl. Like, I can see that working. I can't see the Doomfist working. So, yeah, I'll agree with you on that. So, Reaper's there. Would he be reasonable? Because he's good, but he's... Nah.
I've seen it in contenders quite a few times. So
yeah, but as contenders... I'm on the fence here. We'll make Reaper Men's happy and we'll leave him in here, but I'm in between. We could have an in between of fuck I don't know, and that would be where he would go. So is there anyone else you would say go in there?
It depends. Brig and Zen need to go in the same one because they play well together. So you could put. No. Brig and Zen would be reasonable. None of the other tanks would go into A. I mean, you could play Sig. Sig's like
Sig,
fine.
I'd say Sig's fine, and I'd say Arisa can work. No, because versus Brawl, yeah, okay. I'd give the Sig. The Sig's there because shield easy to move as well, and he's ult and he's ease and shift. He can, if he positions correctly, he can do okay versus Brawl. I'd say yeah, Zen. I'd say Zen's there. I've seen a lot of Zen recently. Zen's still good because of just the damage discard, but the Brawl comp can't just run you down. So Zen is a good hero, but not versus Brawl comp. Can't say that properly. And Brig's also quite good because protecting the Zen and the damage. So I'd say they're both in A tier. They're both good heroes, just not particularly versus Brawl comp. We got a lot more in good heroes this time. Last time we had it in reasonable.
It's because it's so weird because of Brawl being a thing.
Yeah.
You can play a lot of the other heroes, take one out, put one in, like that kind of thing. It's a lot more whatever you're comfortable on in comp, you can kind of play, and as long as you're good at that hero, it can like be pulled off, if that makes sense.
Yeah, so reasonable. I'd say Widow's reasonable. Because she's good versus non-Brawl, and she can pick off in Brawl, but overall you're better playing like Ashe, Pharah, Hanzo. Before people say, oh, I watch your streams and you still play Widow, that's because Widow's my strongest hero, because I know how to play her a lot. But if I played like Kree or something, I find myself swapping to Kree a lot more because he's a lot more useful in the current comp. But Widow is good on high elevation maps. But overall, she's only good at countering Widows. Pretty shit versus a good Pharah or a good Echo. She can only be used for picks. So if you can aim and you can get those like shots off in the small windows that they're there, she's good. But otherwise, nah. Would you agree with that? Yeah.
Yeah. I'd say you have to be a really good Widow to pull it off. I would say on some maps like Havana third point and first point, you normally always see the Widow 1v1. Like,
yeah.
You barely ever see Brawl on those kind of maps, especially at Junkertown.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. Those kind of maps that are
Widow.
known for playing Widow. If you're the better Widow and you win the Widow 1v1, your team's going to do well. So yeah, sure.
Yeah.
If we're talking about that against Brawl, no. But like we're saying, it's reasonable. It's like you can pick her.
Genji, B tier. Because with the Ana Nanoblade, it can be good, but overall it's not the best. And especially versus Brawl, it can be punished. But the thing is, if it doesn't go punished, you're playing Brawl, and that Genji's nanoblading you, he's dashing and killing your team fast. If you don't punish him, like when he comes in, it's game over. Male can be used to zone, but Genji overall pretty reasonable, but not great. I wouldn't someone I recommend. I play Genji in my unranked GM series I've been doing because Genji funny and people like Genji, so I play it. But if you look at people like Shadow 2K, he stopped playing Genji because Genji is pretty shit right now. So yeah.
Against Necros, he's having to adapt his game a lot to play Genji, and the fact that he does play the Ana means that it's very rush downable. But on certain maps, it's very well played. But when you get to that level, the Zaryas are charging Grav as fast as he's charging Blade because he cannot full commit.
Yeah.
So he's doing some really cool things. You should probably check it out, like where he blades and stays on high ground and doesn't dash into the team to try.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
Oh, I knew he was going to do that, so I
oh yeah, okay. You're just like really big brain and just think 9 dimensions. You just see the fucking numbers coming around you.
Yeah, it's like the
meme, women calculation meme. I think I used it.
No, yeah, that's that one.
This is you. The fucking volume. That's you. It's just like it's perfect. Right. Now I come to the category. Oh no, well. There's a few more.
I'd say Torb is reasonable. Torb is actually a good pick.
Yeah, Torb's okay right now.
On defense.
The damage and the turret and it can be, and the molten core and everything, it's okay versus Brawl. It can disrupt Brawl. Torb's always been kind of meh After the rework, he's been meh, but he's been okay. He's always kind of okay. Nothing special. He's there, but he's okay. But he can do quite a fair bit of damage. But I wouldn't advise to pick him unless you want to.
The Arista
Yeah,
reason.
I was thinking that as well. Arista's okay. Well, versus Brawl, she can be rushed down, but you can play double shield if you're on a high ground kind of thing. It can work. With the high damage output, the Pharah and the Ashe, it can work. But it's pretty alright hero. Overall, Ball can annoy her, etc. There's a lot can go wrong with Arisa. You gotta know how to play.
I'm thinking about two heroes though, Sombra and Junkrat, whether they are niche or reasonable. Like there's borderline of the fact they are known as niche heroes, but against Brawl, they're actually pretty good in a lot more situations than normal.
Yeah. I'd say Sim as well, because Sim is now coming with. But does Sim classify as niche as well? Because of the TP? She only works with Brawl, really? So, no, she'd be niche because she only works with Brawl. We
I
have
would
to.
say that Sim's only viable in a lot less situations than Junkies. You need a
Yeah.
full team compatible.
Junk's
It,
good versus Brawl as well.
mm,
So, Junk's good versus Brawl. He's also good on a certain amount of maps as well, and he doesn't have to be played with the meta. So, therefore, he's a reasonable hero, not a niche hero, because you can play him not with the meta. Doomfist, we'll put Doomfist in there. Because Doomfist can be played versus everything as well, to be fair. It can counter Brawl as well, with what you were talking about.
mm.
But, he's not great if. Well, he's not great. No, he's good, but he's not great versus aerial characters, so like Pharah. So if they're playing Pharah Wrecking Ball kind of that kind of comp, it's not great. But versus the Brawl comp, it can be played if you know what you're doing and you're getting bubbled and your team's backing you up. Hog.
Niche. Coming
Niche.
from a hog, one trick.
Right, okay.
Niche.
I'll take your clarification on that in a minute. Sombra. Isn't Sombra niche as well? I'd say we've got to put Soldier there, I think, because Soldier's damage output is reasonable. It's okay. You can play him high ground, but he's not quite the shit tier.
My
He's
personal opinion, I would put Soldier in the bottom 10.
really.
Yep.
I played Soldier quite a few times recently, and he's still quite good.
In the highest,
Yeah, in like 4.3, I
yeah.
played him.
I
See,
actually haven't seen him in almost at all this season. I haven't seen Soldier at all.
when I want to do like heavy damage in someone else's crease, sometimes I pick Soldier because if you hit those headshots consistently, it does a lot of damage. I wouldn't say he's D. Man,
I'll take your word for it. I'll take your word for it.
I wouldn't say
I
he's.
literally haven't seen Soldier in
I
so
wouldn't say
long.
he's B either. Oh god, there should be like an individual. Oh no, fuck
You can
it.
put him as niche because if you're mainly picking him just because of the damage
Nah,
output against
it doesn't come
heroes,
on niche. Fuck it, we'll put him in D tier. Fuck it. Don't at me. Okay, this is Booger. Go at Booger. Bastion. We'll put Bastion in D tier as well.
can work with SimTP in certain situations. But
No, it's
not
shit.
really.
It's
Not
shit.
really.
Junker Town, I can only think, and even then, if they're if any basic coordination counters Bastion. Bastion main wants to know your location. I got like 6 comments of that. Okay, Bastion main can play Bastion. Fine. That's because the whole entire team sucks around him. Like sucks him off so he can survive. It's not great overall though. So I wouldn't bother
I
with
put Sim
Bastion.
in niche.
Sim is
Hog,
niche. Sim, Hog,
Sombra,
Sombra, and
Moira, sure.
Morris. Sure, why not?
Although I hate Moira one tricks.
Same.
Genuinely,
You
don't play the hero.
strangle them. So Sim's good right now for the brawl comp, but I mean overall I'd say Sim's an A tier, right? A hero classification, but she's so niche right now because when you're playing Sim, like it's very good when you're playing her right. So Sim is niche in the aspect of if you're not playing brawl comp, you can TP out of spawn, give someone an advantage, but you don't want to play Sim. There's a few maps like Lijiang Tower where you'd play Sim. Sim's very good for TPing to the point, putting turrets down, and you have a hard cap on that. Pardon me. You have a hard cap on that point, and once you have that point, it's really good. And with the shield as well, you can build up tier 3 beam that does a lot of damage, and you can build up Sim more quick as.
It's,
Great
yeah,
for brawl.
It's Lijiang Tower Night Market,
Yeah.
which is the map where you always see Sim because
Yeah.
you TP the point, set up turrets. That wall, especially against Brawl, they have to pick a side, and you can literally just keep swapping sides
Yeah,
because you can heal through it, you can shoot through it. They can't.
yeah.
It's like it's such a good ult in the
It's
right.
really good right now, but it's only niche on certain maps. So next is Hog. Hog niche. Bigger, you can explain. This is your hero or your ex-hero.
The way, in my personal opinion, the way Hog is played best is when Hog is not meta. I don't. So when you've got when you've got Halt Hook, right?
Yeah.
Anna is played because you nade and you sleep and nade Hog. So that's basically whoever's Orisa is better at the end of the day. But when you can pull Hog out and the other team will not expect it, and you can get the first hook, because remember you can only see the other team's comp at 3 minutes 45 or 15 seconds into the game. So if you can get an early pick as Hog and get early picks throughout the entire game, it's genuine domination. Apart from the fact if you're playing Hog against Rush, you will get ended. Like there's no if buts or maybes. The May will freeze you. You'll wish you're dead, and that's how the game will continue.
Yeah. If you're not playing Brawl, it's quite fun to just flank on and fuck with people.
Yeah, you flank. You have a fun time.
You have a fun time. But if they're playing Brawl, you're dead because they know you're there. Sombra, niche, again, EMP can counter a whole entire team in Brawl as well. Sombra's used to counter close range quarter comps, really, overall, but she can build EMPs quickly. But she's tailored to counter, not tailored to be its own hero. She's always used to counter another comp, so because her EMP is huge. But you wouldn't. Yeah, if you were to play versus Wrecking Ball, Pharah, Thingy, Ash, everyone's kind of split in that retrospect, so she wouldn't be as useful. But she's very good versus Brawl. And last is Moira. Moira's just Moira, isn't it?
I don't enjoy playing with Moira.
I don't enjoy playing with Moira, but she works. Unfortunately, I mean they're not the best, but they seem to work. There's a lot of Moira one tricks that seem to exist in high elo, and it drives me nuts. I think it's because our movement and our hitbox is really aids to deal with. That's pretty much it. So that's the season 27 tier list. You can feel free to comment on how wrong I am, and with your infinitely better knowledge and skill, you can tell me I'm wrong. At the end of the day, this tier list is opinionated heavily. Some people might high elo people will disagree with this as well. It's just my opinion, me and Booga's combined opinion. So yeah.